Hey guys, real quick before we get into the episode, don't forget to
like us on Facebook at facebook.com/HellaAverageGaming. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/HellaAverageGaming, average spelled AVG. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Follow us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/HellaAverageGaming. Listen to us on Stitcher, check us out on iTunes, and make sure to listen to us on Google Play.
And with all that said and done, let's get to it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Hella Average Games Cast. This is the 105th episode. We are 2 years and 1 week into this awesome podcast, but we're only two man today. We got a man down. Carmin's not going to be with us, so I've got Jeremy on the mic. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Another day. Been a lazy Sunday.
Sorry to be tardy to this party.
Yeah. Yes, we came on, and Jeremy's nowhere to be found. I was like, oh, he fell asleep. Fuck.
Turned out I just forgot what time is.
You don't know what clocks are. You don't need clocks.
You didn't tell me we were going to do this in 2 p.m. I thought this was 2 a.m. we were recording.
Jeremy, you know you don't stay up past 9 p.m.
God, dude, that's if I can stay up to 9 p.m.
So we're going to talk about video games. I know, so we're filming this, we're not filming anything. We're recording this at 2 o'clock-ish, or excuse me, 3 o'clock-ish on
Sunday.
And we're doing that because it's prior to all the major E3 conferences. So next week's going to be our big E3 review. We did have EA Play yesterday, so we're going to talk about that today. But all the big E3 stuff will be next week's episode. But that's okay because we got plenty to talk about this week. But let's start out. Jeremy, what have you been playing?
Well, I actually put my Switch down a little this week, went back to my PS4, and I'd say I spent most of my week getting back into Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that was that tactical RPG game set in a fictional World War II.
Yep, I remember.
Still very good. Made some progress in that. Did some grinding, leveling up my troops, moving the story along. Starting to get back into it again. Probably, I don't think I'm going to beat it during this playthrough, but I'll definitely make a lot of headway in it. Because I honestly have no idea how long this game is. It's hard to tell, but it's going pretty good.
Awesome. I knew you liked that game, but you kind of let it down for a little while.
I did. I just kind of... I was getting back in the mood for something. I was wanting something RPG-ish. I was kind of looking through, tried out a few things that was clicking, and then I was like, I'll give Valkyria Chronicles again, and it just clicks. So I was like, that's what I need. I'm just going to probably rock that for a little while.
Very cool. So what, you said you laid your Switch down, so you haven't touched it much?
I think I picked it up once or twice, but I think I was just playing, doing a little Smash on there, a little Sega Genesis collection on it. Nothing robust.
I gotcha. So pretty much Valkyria Chronicles took up all your gaming time, as it were?
Yeah, that was my main focus.
None of your old school classic gameplay?
Well, that Genesis stuff on there. That's about as old school as I got.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if you were diving into some of the Castlevanias anymore, or how that was going.
I actually don't think I touched the Castlevania collection this week. Now that I think about it. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. A little switch up. I like that. I like hearing some new stuff. And I did the usual, the Division grind. Having some fun with that. Actually had Rob over last night. We played a couple of couch co-ops game. I can't remember the name of this game we played, but it's like neon colored. They're like cars, and you can race or do like a destruction derby. And it was really fun. Like it was, you could tell it's an indie title, but it was just fun to sit there, kind of like a couch co-op, get on the same screen and mess around. It's like Party Crashers. That's what it's called, Party Crashers.
I'd heard of it, but I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, so it's like they have different cars. So there's like a banana mobile, a brick mobile, or a hot rod, and they're all like it's like this neon feel to it. So there's not like, it's not like high end graphics. It's like neon colors really, and there's different modes. So you can just race. Like I said, you can do like this demolition derby. You can do one where there's like 4 power-ups on each corner, and you're there, and you've got to pick up the power-ups and try to kill the other cars. So it's really cool. It was actually really fun. There's one like racing mode where you had to pull along a trailer behind your car, and like when somebody hit your trailer, like it would turn your whole car around and knock you off the side. It was pretty fun.
What wasn't that one of the free Xbox games?
I think it was, and a while back, I don't know when it was, maybe last month or the month before.
Oh, it was recently, I want to say. I want to say it was maybe last month.
And in playing it, it's actually really cool. I really had a lot of fun with it. It's one of those games where, I mean, you might play it by yourself, but it really shines when you have like somebody there playing it with you.
No, you know what I mean? But the title like Party Crashers, I would think that was a multiplayer game. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you got part of the name, you gotta live up to that, right?
Exactly. Gotta just crack some bears.
That's what we did. Maybe too many, but we cracked them. So that, and then honestly played maybe 2 games of Smash, just trying to get back into it. But mostly the Division is really taking my time. I think I'm looking at this big. Have you seen this big PlayStation days deals a day or whatever?
Oh, yeah, Dave deals. Yeah, I looked through it and there's some games I want, but not the sales I want. Like they had Sekiro on there for like $50, but I'm like, Walmart has it for $50, Amazon has it for $50. I'm waiting. Like, God, just get down to $40 already.
Well, that's what I was saying. I know I said 40 was the number, but now I'm really thinking like I want to get this game. It's been a long time since I played a different game, so I'm like, it is on sale right now.
Well, me too. But that's the thing is that sale. That's fine if you want digital, but if you're going like I like physical, and that's been the price for a while. Right. So that's why I didn't see it as much of a sale.
Well, also, and one of the coolest parts about that, and I didn't even have this on the news, so we're just kind of talking about it, but you can get PlayStation Plus right now for $40, so this would be a great time to go pick it up. And I think that lasts through June 17th.
So I just renewed, I bought a new resubscribed or whatever, like somewhere back around Black Friday for like $30.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
I mean, mine renewed in March, so I'm good for a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking mine comes up in September, so I might be good to go ahead and get in. Plus, that's other than Black Friday, that's the cheapest I see it during the year.
I think I only ever paid full price for PS Plus once. That was when I first started.
Yeah, when you didn't know all the deals that came around.
Yeah, and then you find out like I can just do this every year and just get it for like $30 or $40.
So yeah, as far as the gaming goes, that's really all I played. Nothing. I played some NBA Playgrounds too. With our buddy Will. That was pretty fun. Just played a couple of 2-on-2 games. And
does that have a platinum?
No, it does not have a platinum. I made sure to go look the first time, so I'm like, I'm not even going to mess with this platinum shit. So. Dude,
they're just, all that, you're so good at it too, and then you're just like, nah, we're not giving you no platinum.
I know, it sucks. 100% a game and don't get a platinum, it pisses me off.
Well, you know, that's actually one of the reasons why I got that Castlevania collection on Switch, because I looked online for the trophies for it, and there was no platinum. So I was like, well fuck it. Might as well get on Switch then.
I agree. That's a good call on that. If there's no, a lot of games, and because people do like chasing trophies, a lot of these games that they're remastered, they add trophies in, and that's part of the allure. But if they don't do it, then you can really just get it on like the Switch, and then you can take it anywhere.
Like that's the thing. If it was a brand like a new AAA game with high graphics and all that shit, I would want on the PS4 because the better graphics. Like if I was getting Mortal Kombat 11, I would want on the PS4. It has nothing to do with trophies; just has to do with it looking and performing the best.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but these old collections, they're actually really, I like them on the Switch, but if they had like platinums and stuff, I'd want to get them. But
I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Since they don't have it, I'm like, I have no reason to get on the PlayStation at that point. Just go ahead and get on Switch.
Yeah. Because, the Switch is perfect for these old, old side-scroller games because it doesn't tax it at all.
No, it's going to look and play the exact same, not going to take up a lot of space, and I can take it on the go.
The plane, train, or the automobile, right?
That's right. Toilet, the upstairs toilet, or the toilet work.
The other toilet. All the toilets.
The toilet inside the toilet.
So let's keep on rocking. I mean, that's all we've been playing. You got anything else?
Nah, not really.
We're going to have it's probably going to be a shorter episode here, which is okay, because we're going to knock through this news and then go watch Microsoft kill the stage, and the Xbox 2 reveal is coming, folks. Trust me, you heard it here first. But let's get into some news. All right, let's kick it off, Jeremy. We're going to talk about the only conference that we've had so far for E3, and that's going to be the EA Play. Now, I know you're not... EA puts out maybe one game every 10 years you like. So
ever since they stopped making Dead Space, I don't think there's going to be any game ever again. And even in Dead Space 3 was shit, so...
Yeah, it really was.
Not good. It was.
It's going to be me basically talking to you about things that you hate. So just chime in when you can and, give me a wink and a nod every once in a while.
Yeah.
But they kind of broke it up. So they started with the Star Wars. They showed us 15 minutes of never before seen gameplay, actual gameplay, uncut. It's on their alpha build, and one of their testers was playing it. You could tell that he actually just went through a sequence or a mission. So they started with that, then they moved into Apex, then we moved into to Battlefield, and then we went to FIFA and Madden. So the Star Wars game pleasantly surprised me. It's a mixture between Star Wars and getting that kind of Uncharted vibe I think we were talking about on the group chat there.
Oh, it had very much an Uncharted. Like, I was watching the gameplay of it, and the way they climbed looked exactly like Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
even did like the outstretched hand when they're like reaching from ledge to ledge. Like they almost, I'm not accusing them of anything, but it's almost like they just stole it straight from Uncharted.
Right. And you can kind of tell like the way you traverse is that same type of mechanic. And it's really what I noticed in this game. It's really force heavy. Like he was the main character. I forget his name, and the cool thing about it is this is all canon. They got with the Star Wars writers. This is all going to be canon. But like when he was going across a gap, he used the Force to pull a vine to him, or when he needed to knock down a tube to run across a gap, he Force pushed the tube down. So it's really force heavy on how you traverse. He's running on walls. He's doing like double jumps, which they're actually calling it a Force jump. So you can tell that they're trying to incorporate the powers of the Jedi in every aspect of this game, which is a good thing, right? I mean, you don't want to just be mindlessly hitting X to mash somebody with a lightsaber.
A hack and slash.
Yeah. So we saw a good mixture of enemies. We saw your normal stormtroopers. For flamethrower stormtroopers, for some reason, I think they just threw that in to piss people off because nobody likes the flamethrower guys. And I don't know why there has to be a fucking flamethrower stormtrooper.
Well, can't you just use the Force to redirect the flames back at him and kill him?
Technically, you should be able to.
I mean, that'd be cool.
There was one of the coolest kills I saw on there. There's a Force slowdown move. It looked like there's a stormtrooper who shot a blaster at the main character. So he stopped the blaster, froze it basically. Then he Force pulled the guy who shot it to him, grabs his collar, and unfreezes the laser, and it hits him in the back and kills him.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That was fucking bad. It was one of the coolest moves in the whole game, and it was sick. So you can tell, like, the combat looks really good, actually. It looks really fun. Different enemies handle different. Like, if you get those elite stormtroopers, the ones that are in black with the double-sided staff or whatever, they'll, like, when you try to force pull them, they'll throw their staff into the ground and, like, bend down so you can't pull them. So it's really, you could tell they wanted to give some diversity with the enemy. So that looked really cool. Other than that, the graphics are going to be your standard AAA graphics, and I think this will be actually a good single-player experience. I really do.
I think this is probably going to be the most disappointing game of the year, just because it looks so good, and it's probably going to be a really good game, but EA is just going to fuck it up.
That's what I'm worried about. You know how EA puts their handprint on things.
Oh, yeah. If this was done by any other studio except EA, I go, this is going to be a guaranteed fantastic game. But because it's done by EA, I'm like, first thing that came to my mind is, how are they going to put microtransactions in it? How are they going to milk you for some more money? How much are they going to charge you I guarantee you Force Power is going to be like $2.99 for a 10-pack of Force Pulls and so forth.
What'd you say in the group chat? Tube pushing DLC, $15.
Yeah, $15. Force Lightning, $19.99. I'm like,
they'll probably just break up more single player campaigns and get that. You'll probably be able to buy skins, lightsabers, things like that.
And that's the thing. If they want to do that, like, you want to be able to play as Luke Skywalker. Like, it's just like a Luke Skywalker skin for like $5. That's no big deal. That's no problem. Or like you said, if you want to do, I guess maybe change the color of the lightsaber, maybe make it $1. That's also
cool.
fine. Yeah. If it's not already in there, that's stuff I don't mind. But EA doesn't tend to do that. They tend to nickel and dime you, and they're not ones to learn from their past mistakes.
I was just about to say that they've had kind of a little bad run here lately, so we're hoping they do learn from their mistakes, but it doesn't seem like they have so far.
I will say this: if they manage to put this game out and not ruin it with bullshit and microtransactions and DLC, that's a very good turning point for them. Like, it shows that maybe they can actually put out a good game and not fuck it up. Which shows that there could possibly be hope.
So the thing with EA's games is they're not inherently bad games, right? They're
I
good
agree,
games. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just they get marred by this loot box system, pay to play, pay to win stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like they can actually make good games. It's just they're all just ruined by garbage they put in there to get more money out of you. It's like having like your favorite pizza and then, oh my god, this looks so amazing, and someone's just like, yep, and they just throw like a big fucking like raw, tuna on there or something.
Don't do it, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So I'm more excited than I was about this game because it did look good, but it's like you said, I don't want to get my hopes up and then be like, you fucked it up again. I just need EA. I need one good Star Wars game, and there hasn't been one yet. Not since The Force Unleashed or whatever it is. Well, you played as the
Starkiller.
Yeah,
that was Force Unleashed.
Unleashed, yep. So that was a good one, and then obviously before that you had Knights of the Old Republic, which is pretty well touted. So I just want, with this license, give me a good single player Star Wars game. Okay, that's all we need.
Yeah, I find it funny too. This coming from the company that said that single player games are not their priority and all that shit.
Well, Star Wars is really meant to be a single player game if you think about it.
It is. I mean, you can have, like I said, I'm not a fan of the property, but I can easily look at that and go, you can make so many, single player games out of that shit. It's not hard.
Yeah, and honestly, there's so much canon Star Wars stuff out there. Like, you could pick one storyline and it's basically wrote itself. You just put it into a video game.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a perfect property to make. You can do single player, you can do tons of multiplayer stuff. Do racing, like they could have that pod racing game everyone loved. Like, there's so many genres you can get out of it with that license.
Yep. So I'm anxious to see what happens with this one. So one that we will be keeping an eye on because it's going to be on my hype train radar, if you know what I mean. Not there yet. I'm not on the train yet, but it's getting there.
I think the only reason you're not there is because it's EA.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
If this was fucking Naughty Dog, I'd be...
Oh, dude. If it was Naughty Dog or like some other developer, or Rockstar or something, I'd say, yeah, I would not make fun of you for being on a hype train for that one. I'd be like, you got every right to be on that train, because it'll probably be amazing.
Right.
So they moved beyond that into Apex Legends. I know you don't care about Apex, but basically what they did, they announced Season 2 of Apex. We got a new gun, and this gun is fairly overpowered. I forget the name of it, but it looks like a submachine gun type deal. It's got 60 rounds in the clip, but it only comes from care packages. So you can't just find them laying around the world. You actually have to call in a care package or get a care package, which... in the game, a lot of times people run the care packages, so it can be like a point of contention. You might get into some battles there. And they announced a new character. Now, this character, Jeremy, is pretty cool because the way that Apex works is there's 9 different legends, and they all have different abilities. Like, one has healing stuff and puts a shield up when they revive, and one has like toxic gas that damages people over time. They all have different stuff. This one is an electrical engineer. Her name is Watson, I believe. And she can put up like electric fences around places, and like when you run through the fence, it damages them or whatever. And then her super looked like a dome almost. So like you could actually do defensive things with it now. It's not just like a run and gun type deal, you know.
So she's like a trap artist.
Yeah.
They
call her. Yeah, you could call them traps. They call her a defensive player. So like let's say you walk into a room or you're on a platform, you could feasibly put your electric fences up around the platform and be walled in. Mm-hmm. They can still come through, but it would hurt them or slows them down, whatever it does. And I think what they're doing with that, they're just trying to add a little bit more dimension. This isn't just a shooting game. They're trying to add some, unique characters, unique skill sets, and maybe actually think how you're going to play. So I kind of applaud them for that. They're kind of moving a good way in that direction.
Oh yeah, that's obviously a character, a more technical character. You can't she's not a running gunner. She's like a methodical, like, okay, you gotta know your terrain and entry and all that shit, and like, okay, so they're gonna come through this door, so I'll place a trap here, and then I can guard this wall and so forth.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the character design though, which is sad.
You don't like her character design?
Yeah, like I don't like the look of it.
Yeah, that's something I really gotta say is I don't like the designs of any of the characters in Apex. They don't look interesting to me.
Okay.
Like I don't like any of these Royale games and all that, but one thing I do go on about is I do like the looks of the Overwatch characters a lot because they are very well designed.
Yeah. Overwatch did a great job with the differences in their characters for sure.
Yes. But Apex, everyone just kind of looks. I don't really want to say generic, but definitely borderline generic.
Okay.
To me, they look just kind of bland. They're not the worst thing I've seen, but they're just also not interesting. I don't look at them and go, man, I wonder what they can do or what their story is. I look at them and go, well, okay, that's a guy with a gun, that's someone with a trap, and that's a lady, and so forth. I'm like, eh. You look at Overwatch like, oh, that's a giant gorilla with robotic parts. And,
yeah, I feel you.
Oh, there's a flying monk, and
there's a four-legged robot.
Exactly. There's a fucking dwarf with a thunder hammer. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah. So, overall, other than not liking the look of the character, I really think she's going to be a fun character to play. And other than that, in season 2, they talk there's going to be some cool skins. They're doing a double XP weekend, which by the time you hear this will probably be over. But they're doing their next season. They're going to have challenges and stuff, and that's what people want in a battle pass. So yeah, it looks good. Then they're trying to support this game, and it's a fun game still. I still enjoy it. Just don't play it a whole lot anymore, but. They're doing the right thing. They're moving this forward and trying to stay relevant. So I kind of applaud them for that.
It's funny because when you mentioned they're talking about Apex, it's like, oh, that's right, that's still a thing.
Yeah.
I remember you and Carm were just going nuts for it for a while, and you hadn't talked about it in forever. I thought you just completely stopped playing it, and I forgot it even existed.
We played a little bit the other night, but mostly it's because Division came out, and then
yeah, you talk about Division all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, they did that. Then they moved into Battlefield 5. So they're on episode 4, I think is what they're calling it, for Battlefield 5. And they're trying to get back on this one. They were saying they're trying to get back to the Battlefield kind of basics. So that they announced a couple of maps. One map's the giant, stereotypical what you expect to see a Battlefield map. You got tank warfare. It's a huge map. So you're going to be using tanks, planes, stuff like that. So big vehicle map. And they're doing, I think it's a new game mode. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a new episode to one of the game modes they have. So kind of the same stuff coming from Battlefield. It's Battlefield is Battlefield at this point. They're going to release a couple of nice maps, and then here, call it a day. So
I gotta say, I gotta give props to him for still supporting this game, but I think it's just kind of lost cause right now. Because it really did not launch well. I don't think it found its audience. A lot of the people who were going to get it got COD instead. I think it's nice that they're still updating for the people who did, but it's obvious that when Battlefield 6 or the next one comes out, that this is just going to be 100% abandoned.
Yeah, and Rob still plays Battlefield. He was talking about it last night. And, Battlefield 1 kind of really failed on deaf ears to the fan base. It didn't do so hot. Battlefield 5 was a little bit better, a little bit more, well-received. But, it's like I said, and I've said it, I think this is my last Battlefield. I really do. I might have put in maybe 40 hours, whereas in Battlefield 4, I put in, 800. You know what I'm saying?
You say that, but then the trailer for Battlefield 6 will come out and go, oh my god, their horses are a slightly darker shade of brown. I have to have this.
The only way that I will switch is if they announce Bad Company 3. If the next Battlefield is Bad Company, I'll freak out. Because that's their best franchise.
I have a feeling you'll still play the next Battlefield because it'll be on Game Pass or Stadia or any one of those.
Oh, yeah, maybe. If it's on there, then I'll play it. Fuck yeah.
I can't blame you for that. Let's say I don't get mad at you for playing COD or Battlefield or any of that stuff. I just get mad that you pay full price every damn year
the day it launches game. Or something. Fucking Battlefield 1, I bought it with that early pass or whatever. It was $80.
God, and you talk about how fucking amazing it is for 2 weeks, and then you sell it. I'm like, every year.
Well, when the new wears off, then it is amazing. Like, fuck, this is more Battlefield. Look at this building breaking. But then you're like, well, it kind of wore off,
It's like paying $200 for a hand job. It's amazing at the time, but then it's just instant regret after it's over.
So, that's really all that came out of that. Madden and FIFA, there's pretty much... there's not a lot to say. So they're moving forward with it. They've always got new motion capture stuff, how they're doing it. There's a couple of cool MVP things coming to Madden, but... you know how they're doing with that stuff. You're going to be the best Madden experience is going to be the year that the new Madden comes out. You know what I'm saying? The best FIFA experience is the year the new FIFA's coming out. So that's kind of what you're getting with that.
Do they actually do anything to improve the game, or is it just changing the roster every year?
Yeah, they do. So I remember, like, last year, for example, with FIFA, they brought in a new way that they mocapped all the people, which they'd never done before, so it made it look more realistic. So
I mean, like,
as far as
gameplay.
Well, you know, maybe they tweak things, but they're staples in those genres. Like, so you know, there's certain, you know, you want the season mode or the coaching mode or whatever it is. So those are staples that you see in those games. So when they launch, like, you know what's coming. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of differences from game to game.
That's why it kind of makes it more pointless, though. It's like if they added like new modes and stuff, that'd be great every year. But you're just getting the exact same game, but it's slightly better animations and the current roster. You know, it's like if you took Smash, if every new Smash played exactly the same, didn't add any modes, didn't add any characters, they're just like, we're just gonna kind of update, you know, Link's costume with the last game. I'm like, I probably wouldn't get it.
Right.
You know,
and I remember because I've played Madden much more than I've played FIFA, and I remember if you think of Madden, let's call it like since 2004, right? So there's only been like maybe 4 or 5 like iterations that changed. So like I remember it went from when you just pressed a button, so you had to use the quarterback vision. So there was a cone you had to move around, right? And then people didn't like that, so they took it out. So like you saw these big innovations. Some worked, some didn't. But overall, yeah, what the feel you get is the same game year to year with some tweaks, some improvements.
I think the biggest tweaks or biggest changes they can make are obviously when they go to hardware. Like, I guarantee you, like, the jump from Madden on the PS1 to the PS2 was probably just night and day.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously you get new hardware, you can push a little bit further. You know, you can make the stadiums look more realistic, the fans, because you have more stuff on the screen, things like that. But
I mean, like, gameplay-wise, you can do more.
But, like, we got to think about it. You're kind of limited with sports games because it's not a fantasy. Like, you're in a set of rules, so there's not too much you're going to do, you know? Like, if it's FIFA, you got a field, 2 goals, and the players on the field, you know, like
that's why you can't. That's why you don't go for the ultra realistic. You go for the goofy shit. Make like a fantasy football game.
See, I would like that a lot, you know, and I have liked those better. Dude,
you have like orcs and dragons on your team and shit instead of like actual people.
Exactly.
Maybe you have knights on your team and like you don't tackle people. You like club in the face with a mace. That'd be awesome as shit.
I would love that, like a medieval football game. And it's like in the style of like Blitz.
Yes.
You know, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, dude. Like, you can like have, like, your quarterback is like a mage who like casts a spell of blocking on your, you know, fucking, you know, the wide receiver or some shit. He barrels through the orc armies and whatnot.
Somebody is going to steal our idea, Jeremy.
That's fine as long as they make an awesome game. 'Cause I would actually buy that football game. That'd be cool. That's why I like Mario Kart and not like Gran Turismo.
Right.
It's not. It's racing, but it's much more than that.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay, I feel you on that.
With the items and the wacky tracks and the characters and shit, like doing these sick jumps and so forth. Like Gran Turismo's fantastic, or Forza. You know, if you want a realistic racing game, but I can see that anywhere really.
I got you. And you like the fantasy stuff anyway, so that's right up your alley.
Like, to quote the Angry Video Game Nerd, is like, I'm attracted to games that I can't do in real life. Like, if I wanted to go play football, I could go play football. Not well, but I could play football.
Okay, I got you. I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's keep rocking and rolling. You might be able to talk a bit more about this. I haven't played the game. I know it, obviously, but I haven't played much of it. No Kuni is going to be remastered. This was a leak, and there's been a lot of leaks ahead of E3. This is like the day of the week of the leaks is when E3 everything leaks out, right? But talk to this. You know, tell me what this is. Tell the fans out there what this is if they've never heard about it before.
Well, Ni no Kuni was a RPG that released on the PS3. From what I've heard, this is going to be released, I think, on the PS4, the Xbox One, Switch, and possibly PC.
So everywhere.
Everywhere. It is a RPG where the character designs and animation were done by Studio Ghibli, which, if you don't know who that is, that's Hayao Miyazaki. He's the guy who did My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. Some of my favorite films of all time. I fucking love Studio Ghibli. The gameplay is essentially a young boy loses his mother, and in his grief, his stuffed animal comes to life and whisks him away to like a magical medieval fantasy kingdom where, of course, he has to stop like an evil white witch from taking over the world and so forth. It's interesting in that the combat is kind of a hybrid between turn-based and real-time, and it's also got Pokemon elements in it in that you have 3 main characters, but they can fight in battle, but the majority of the combat is done by familiars that you summon, and there's like fucking 300 familiars.
Shit.
Like every enemy in the game can basically be captured and join your team. I have this on the PS3, but I never finished it. I thought No Kuni 2 was much better. The story was pretty good. I loved the graphics in it, but I couldn't get into the combat. I think what really drove me off of it was the familiars themselves, because they start off, they're like really, they're really small. They look like level 1 Pokemon.
Okay.
But take Charizard for example. What's the first one? Is it Charmander?
It goes Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard.
Yeah. So they all start as Charmeleon, and I thought, or Charmander, whatever. They started as Charmander. I thought, so by the end, I had one. It was like a little imp. It had like a little sword, a little shield. It was orange with little horns, really cute looking. I was like, oh, okay. So like when it gets to its highest level, it's gonna be like this big badass warrior and shit. And then I found out that when it gets to its highest level, it just gets a frowny face. That's it.
Oh,
so
okay,
it never really like gets badass and cool looking.
I feel you on that.
I was like, I looked at the rest of them. I'm like, yeah, they're really just
a whole different style.
Slight color variations, or maybe they get like a furrowed brow or something. I was like, that's just not doing it for me. Overall, it's a good game, and it definitely has its fans. But this is one that I probably won't end up getting. I don't see myself going back into it. Maybe if it gets super duper cheap, but I'm talking like $10 or less. No Kuni 2 was way better to me.
Okay, cool deal. Yeah, I haven't played the series, so I knew you'd have a little bit more insight. But it is coming probably this year. I don't know how far along it is. Like I said, it's a leak, so we don't have like a real time on it yet. But we also got news. It's official. Baldurs Gate 3 was announced during the Stadia Connect there. It is done by the same studio that does Divinity and Divinity Original Sin 2, which they're a pretty ballin' studio, and it's cool that they have this. I played the fuck out of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 back. That was some of my early PC gaming stuff. I had Baldur's Gate on there. I love the series. I'm really excited. We haven't had one in, God, I don't know, 15, 20 years, something like that. I can't remember how long it's been.
Hers been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a real long time. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna have that. I'm assuming it's gonna be hack and slashy. The old Baldur's Gate were kind of top down. You click. I would say the Diablo-esque. That kind of feel. So I don't know how they're gonna go with this one. We didn't really see any gameplay. It was kind of a CGI trailer.
Yeah.
Does this interest you at all?
No, I've never played a single Baldur's Gate, but I've seen like gameplay of it, and yeah, it's doesn't interest me. It's like Diablo meets Gauntlet, which are 2 series I just don't care for.
Right.
This is great for fans though, because I guarantee you they're just gonna eat this shit up, and I'm very happy for you guys. Fantastic. Just nothing I'll touch.
Very, very happy for the fans, but I don't give a fuck.
This is the Google Stadia of games for me.
I got
happy for you guys. Just don't give a fuck.
Well, at this point, it's up in the air. Like, I mean, I don't even know if Baldur's Gate has one overarching theme. It may, but there's no telling what the gameplay is going to be about. They can make it anything, and the story could be anything. So that's exciting because it's up in the air. There's no telling what it could be. Another big news, not really one that I saw coming, but apparently this game's pretty famous and people love it. But the Battle for Bikini Bottom is going to get remade. Spongebob is coming to the new consoles, and people were freaking out about that.
I know, man. Like, I've never played it. I've never been a SpongeBob fan. I think when the series came out, I was in college, so I was way out of cartoons at that time.
Just anime.
Well, I was into anime, yeah. Only show on Nickelodeon I was watching was Invader Zim.
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, like I've heard people talk about this game forever. I've seen gameplay of it. It doesn't look even remotely good to me. So I think this is a lot of nostalgia, obviously. I think this is a very competently made platformer, but I think people are just freaking out because it's just my childhood, basically.
Well, yeah, and I would think that too. And I just when I heard it, because I really didn't know about the game, I actually looked it up, and it's got pretty stellar reviews, like on Metacritic and stuff. So apparently, it was good back then. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, never heard of it, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, like I said, did you watch any gameplay of it?
No, I haven't watched any gameplay or anything.
When you get a chance, just look up some videos of it, and it's nothing amazing to me, at least.
Okay.
But I'm also not the intended audience for this, so
yeah. I didn't. SpongeBob kind of missed me. I didn't watch it a lot, so I'm kind of right there with you. And then the last of the video game leaks so far, and we're gonna have a fuck ton next week, believe me. It's not really a leak, but we had a Pokemon Direct from Nintendo, Sword and Shield. We saw an in-depth look at that. This looks like a really, really good version of Pokemon. There's new Pokemon coming in. There's cool stuff they're doing to keep it fresh. There's this thing called Dynamaxing in this Pokemon world where your Pokemon goes super big and you have like Titan battles with your Pokemon, right? They get stronger. That's a pretty cool thing, seeing a giant fucking, I don't know, Blastoise or Raichu on the fucking screen. It looked real cool.
I think it's going to be all spectacle for that, unfortunately. I don't think it's really going to do anything gameplay-wise. It's just going to look kind of neat. I think like the moves are going to be the same and so forth, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it said the moves, like when you do your moves, it'll be on a grander scale. So like I think in the Direct they showed like Raichu doing his Thunderbolt, and like all this thunder was hitting the ground, and I think Venusaur was doing a move, and like an entire forest popped up, something like that, So I think
that's cool.
Yeah, they make it like a more grand scale of the actual moves, which is cool. But it seems like it's going to be more Pokemon. We saw some cool new Pokemon. I can't remember. The Wooloo is a sheep Pokemon. There was one, I forget his name, but he's like a flower Pokemon that apparently his seeds have healing properties. There was a Raven, like a Steel Raven type Pokemon who looked really cool. So, but they do good with the designs at this point. So I'm probably going to get it. I'm kind of a Pokemon fan, so... I think this will be a great entry into the game. And it's the first Pokemon proper on the Switch.
I was going to say, this is good. Yeah, this is going to be kind of like it's going to be definitely better than Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Right.
That was just 100% a placeholder game until the official game came out. Sword and Shield.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, and I heard it was very split among the Pokemon fans. Like, there were some people who really liked Let's Go, and a lot who were just like, this sucks.
Right.
Because it was more of a tie-in to Pokemon Go, the way you capture Pokemon, and I guess even the battles and shit. So this is what people were hoping it was going to be, and I think this is what's going to be probably the big hit for Nintendo this holiday season, because it's coming out in I think November.
Yeah, it's this year. I think it's going to be their big hit for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, other than that, there's nothing crazy. You saw the new the new main trainer, your rival or whatever. It's more Pokemon. There's the cool wild areas. You can actually see the Pokemon now, some Pokemon before you fight them. Different Pokemon come out during different times based on the weather. So they're making it more dynamic. I think it looks great. It's going to be fun. Really excited for this. I'm probably going Shield. We saw the two new legendaries, the Shield and the Sword. I personally like the Shield better. They're both the same animal. There's like a dog. They look the same, but one has a shield beard and one has a sword in his mouth.
Well, see, that's why you're going for me. He has a shield beard.
Yes, exactly. Use your beard for your weapon and your defense. That's cool as fuck.
I'm sure you'd like the sword. You'd probably love a sword beard, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I could get down with that. And last but not least, let's go over the final 12 Sega games announced for the Sega Mini. Or the Sega Classic Mini?
Sega Genesis Mini, I think is what it's being called.
All right. Yeah. So we got Tetris, Darius, Virtua Fighter 2, Alicia Dragoon, Monster World 4, Kid Chameleon, Road Rash 2, Eternal Champions, Columns, Dynamite Heady, Strider, and Light Crusader. So those are your final 12 games. Obviously, the ones that stick out to me, Virtua Fighter, Kid Chameleon, Road Rash, Strider. Those are kind of the ones that stick out to me.
To me, I was really disappointed with these last 12 games, because all the ones I really wanted didn't make it. No Rocket Knight Adventures, No Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But there's still some damn good games on there. Strider's a fantastic port of the arcade Strider. Columns, great puzzle game. Dynamite Heady, fantastic platformer. It's just, a lot of these have been on other collections. Like, I have Dynamite Heady on, like, every platform now because of all the various collections, so I wouldn't have minded not being there. Tetris is really interesting because on the surface, it's nothing special. It's just Tetris on the Genesis, but the version we're getting is actually the rarest version of Tetris in the world, and one of the rarest games in the world. It's the Tenjin version, which was, when it was released, it was only on shelves for like a week before it was pulled because of copyright issues.
Really?
Yeah, so they go for a super ridiculously high price. Apparently, I read somewhere someone had a signed, boxed copy of the Genesis Tetris that was signed by the creator of Tetris and tried to sell for $1 million. He didn't get $1 million, but he did sell it for a very high amount, which was undisclosed.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's really cool that we're getting basically an unlicensed game on here. It's kind of like their Star Fox 2.
Nice. Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm actually, overall the list is pretty good. I don't know if it's enough to get it though. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's like, I think I've said this before. If I see it in the wild while I'm out and about, maybe.
I went ahead and pre-ordered it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I was, like I said, I was disappointed with the final 12, but I looked at the overall list and it's a damn good list. Like, this is, I think I went through it, and out of like the 42 games, 30 were, I was happy with 30 of them, and of the remaining 20, there were ones either I didn't care about or thought were just okay. So I was like, that's more than enough to warrant a purchase.
Okay, cool. I'm excited that you're getting it so we can actually talk about it. You get hands-on with it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. And, well, I ordered on Amazon. I don't see this being in short supply, so I don't think it should be hard to get.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad. So now that you have it, we can play it when we come over and play. So we can all get a chance to experience the greatness. But go check out the full list if you want to see what it is. You can find it probably on any of the video game outlets there. And as far as news goes, that's it. That's all I got. Jeremy, did we miss anything?
No, man, that's all she wrote.
There's a lot of leaks of games and stuff that we didn't talk about, but I think we'll be able to cover it next week. We'll have a longer episode next week with Carmin here because all this E3 stuff's going down. The Microsoft conference just started. I'm watching it now in the background. So we'll go through all the press conferences, what we thought about those. And then next week should be a pretty ballin' and deep episode. I'm pretty excited about that.
It's going to be balls deep on
balls
E3
deep
next year.
In balls. But no SuperFight this week.
Nope.
We'll hit it again next week. But make sure you're checking us out on all the major platforms. We're at YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, all the major ones. Go check us out. Like, subscribe, leave us some comments. Jeremy's our resident YouTube comment checker. He's the one that's usually going to answer back. But other than that, Jeremy, let them know what to do.
Well, make sure to watch Select Start. Keep listening to us on Spotify and YouTube. And as always, play on and stay
Hello.
average.
Peace.
Ice.